Clay Wood.
Clay Wood. And you're senior here?
I'm actually a junior in college now.
You're a junior in college. Yes. Very good. And what are you studying?
Agroecology.
Agroecology. All right. And what excites you about that?
I'm not really sure. It's a lot of outdoors, hands-on kind of stuff. And that's kind of just what I like to do.
And playing in the dirt.
Yep.
That's right. Congratulations on receiving this scholarship.
Thank you.
And we are just rooting for you. Here. Sheena, what are you heading into? What are you getting into?
I'm going to be a pharmacist, and I'm going to go to Gillette first and get all my generals done.
Excellent, excellent. Sheena wants to make some good money and work very hard. That's wonderful. And how about you, Courtney?
I'm also going to Gillette to get my generals, and I'm going to be an elementary teacher.
Excellent. We need a bunch, and it's going to be a busy, busy time. Elementary teacher and pharmacist. Well, stay in touch with us, okay?
As the Father has loved me, so have I loved you. Now remain in my love. If you obey my commands, you will remain in my love, just as I have obeyed my Father's commands and remain in his love. I have told you this so that my joy may be in you and that your joy may be complete. My command is this: love each other as I have loved you. Greater love has no one than this, that he lay down his life for his friends. You are my friends if you do what I command. I no longer call you servants, because a servant does not know his master's business. Instead, I have called you friends, for everything that I learned from my Father I have made known to you. You did not choose me, but I chose you and appointed you to go and bear fruit, fruit that will last. Then my Father will give you whatever you ask in my name. This is my command: love each other. Oh God, let it be so.
I heard a story this week about a senior. I suppose he's graduating this spring from Mesa State College in Colorado. Back in the fall, he was in football practice. His name is Trevor. He was at football practice, and he hooked his little finger in another person's jersey, and as the whistle blew, he looked down and saw his finger sticking out at a very odd angle with the bone puncturing through. Yeah, it's the sort of thing that would send most guys to the locker room, dial 911, and give up football. At least I would have. But not Trevor. No. And he said to the coach, just tape it up. Let's get back to practice. I got to do it. I love football. Well, the trainer convinced that they had to go to the hospital. With the hospital, doctor says, well, with some pins and reattaching ligaments, we can get this all taken care of, and it'll be good in 4 months. Of course, there'll be no football. And he says, no way. We've got to do something else. We can't do anything else. There is no other way. And he said, there has to be another way. I tell you what, just take it off. Well, they weren't so sure about that, but he was insistent, and after signing a mountain of consent forms, they did that. They just removed his finger. Now, there were still stitches, and he had missed the next game, something about, tearing up his stitches. But he was back to the field in 2 weeks, and his college had a 6-5 record for the year. You see, he said, I would do anything for my team. I would take a bullet for any of them. This is just a minor thing in my life. What are you willing to sacrifice for your love? Jesus said, there is no greater love than when somebody gives their life for the sake of friends. And that's pretty hard to think about, but there are times. There's all kinds of dying. In fact, it goes deeper than that. It goes to dying to ourselves. Jesus also said, those who seek life will lose it, yet those who lose their lives for my sake will gain it. Those names that we call ourselves, those predicates to the statement, I am, I am this, I am that, I'm not this, I'm not that, they get in the way. That's our ego talking, and we like to have a long list of things that we are this and we are that, because it creates something of a profile about who we are. But that's not who you are. That list of things that we say we are or aren't is like a menu at a restaurant, and the menu is not the food. It's just a profile of the food that's available. This is a profile of how your life looks. And the important part is that you are. That part of you that knows all these other things is the center of your life. And Jesus kept telling us, the Father is in me, and I am in you, and you are in me. And I think he's talking about that center of our being that washes everything else we do. That's the Christ. Not that I'm Christ, but the Christ is in me. The Christ is in you. It changes everything when we realize that every person we look at has the Christ at their center, just like we do. Jesus also said, keep my commandments. And I really only noticed one commandment, and that was love one another, even as I have loved you. Scott Peck described or defined love as the will, not the feeling, the will, the choice, to extend yourself for the sake of your beloved. And we are called to love each other that way. We are supposed to be a community of love, the kingdom of God. We are citizens of God's community, and we are called to love one another. Is there anybody in our community who is hurting? Is there anybody in our community who is hungry, physically, emotionally, spiritually? Is there anybody who knows that this is a place of love but hasn't felt God's love because we've been too busy with all of our predicates? I am this, I'm not that, I won't do that with that person, etc. We are called to see the Christ in each other and to show our love for Jesus Christ, our love for God who loves us first, through each and every person we meet.